Last time on Fallout Great Wall, Renegade Squad began their final test, a 10-day simulation of the original UEF assault on Beijing. So far, their main group has lost time going over the mountains, but regained initiative with a surprise assault on Shenyang. Only 6 days remain. Can they reach Beijing in time? All right, guys, it's day 5 out of 10. And the first thing that happens on this day is that the Southern Squad receives unexpected radio contact. It's the Enterprise, and she's broadcasting on emergency frequencies, asking for any help available on a place to bring into port. She is saying that she is badly damaged and is in desperate need of a place to hide.
Can I roll like geography to give her a good place?
Go for it.
I'll use edge.
Is that your second one then?
You rested for a day, remember?
I rested. No, you haven't rested for a day yet because you just got up here this last day.
I haven't used my first one.
I thought you had used one edge already.
No, that was the other test. That was for before this test, this final test.
Okay.
Much, much better. 7.
7? Yeah. You tell her that the Dalio River, the Eastern River, actually is navigable by a ship of her size, and that there is a large amount of industrial ports in the first curve of the river there.
Okay.
And
pretty much where he is.
Yeah, south of him, pretty much. And yeah, the Enterprise signals their great thanks, and you can basically listen in as they are entering the port, firing on some coastal batteries with what little they have remaining. And you hear that one of her destroyers, her last destroyer, sinks going into the bay.
Mm.
But they basically are broadcasting that they are not even slowing down as they enter the first curve. And they seem to be running from something. And they're calling whatever is following them the monster.
Mm.
Or that monster. Or
it's a monster.
The creature from the deep. You actually hear Godzilla at one point. And various other things. That the weapon.
Dang. And is this being broadcasted way up where I'm at as well?
No, it's not reaching you,
Okay.
but he can actually bounce it to you.
Yeah, I do.
And I mean, it's an ongoing thing. They're saying that they're going to try to take a dock because they don't trust getting all the way up the river to you. But you could push south to assist them if you wanted to.
I think they're gold bricking.
Gold bricking?
It's a term that means basically not doing your job and like being lazy.
Making it seem everything's harder for you.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you don't have to do the hard work.
Interesting.
There's no monster in the ocean.
So you just think the Enterprise is blue falconing this battalion in this division right now?
Maybe it's some kind of plan of the Admirals to distract anyone listening to their communications. Maybe they discover their communications are hackable.
Second Infantry moves south, recover any pilots that you can possibly recover, and get them sent up to our location at Saint
Shenyang.
Thank you. Shenyang.
Well, if it's pilots you want, we can probably...
Well, we're going to probably coerce some of these Chinese pilots that we're going to probably meet here into taking some of these vertebrates, but we can use American pilots.
No. They do not have vertibirds here. Vertibirds are an American invention.
Or planes or whatever. Planes, trains, and automobiles, whatever. I want pilots.
Pilots, truck drivers, and Joe.
Pretty much.
Go ahead and make intimidation. I think is going to be the best bet for this.
What do I have here?
I'm looking to see if Rita has it at all. I don't see it.
I have leadership.
Yeah, I guess I'll take that for now, since I don't think intimidation was a possibility along the way.
You want to assist in this?
Yes, we'll try.
I was looking at LT when I said that.
Well, she assisted with 1. Three.
Nice.
That ought to top you off.
Yeah, it did. 4. And almost a glitch.
Because of the speed that you've taken the city and the size of the city, there's a lot of people that couldn't get out. One of the things is one of the major airports is actually south of the river. So you were able to take that one immediately.
Ooh. Bonus.
However, the aircraft there's not a significant amount of aircraft here.
And it's all civilian probably anyway.
Yes. We're talking about single engine aircraft and a couple of cargo planes, but most aircraft that could fly have flown.
Mm.
So, but I still got a couple of cargo airplanes, right?
Yeah, and they're not in the best of shape.
Where are you going to land them once they take off?
I don't care whether or not they land. What I care is throwing my armored division at a low altitude.
Okay, no,
they're not deployable via parachute. And we don't have any of them anyway.
We're not talking.
They're not
about
airborne armor. Yes. They're armor.
These are not Fallout 4 3-point landing power armors.
That's not good. See, how come I'm getting Fallout 4 fusion cores, but I'm not getting Fallout 4 3-point landing? I want these guys to drop from the damn sky. I want to be raining freedom angels on these.
And I doubt any of these planes could lift them up.
No, cargo planes can. You might have a couple of the armor can do this, are capable of it, but not your whole division or not your whole battalion.
Well, a couple of them is better than none of them, because if I leave them with the cargo planes and a couple of Chinese pilots, they can come in and do an air assault at the same time that we enter the city. Giving an extra element that
south. Okay.
It'll give an extra element that old dragon won't be expecting.
Suppose so.
And we're going to be taking every truck, every lorry, every piece of movable military equipment that is in that area and rolling it out.
All right. That it has a similar problem. And most of what you find is basically somebody saying, yeah, we found one stuck in traffic. We were able to stop it before it got out of the city. But it's stuck in traffic. And that's about what you got. There's a couple people who are like, oh, yeah, we found one. I don't think it's driven in the last 20 years, but maybe with some heavy work we can get it running. But it seems like every vehicle that's still capable of motion is on its way out of the city.
Okay. That's fine. Have the engineering corps take sheets of metal and make cow catchers.
I think at this point, if we're going to make Old Dragon's Head and get to Beijing in our timetable, it's set up cordons, leave a defensive force, and move the rest of us the hell out of here.
So you want to set up the plans for the jump and get everything coordinated here, leave a token force to defend the area, and move the rest of the main body to meet south with the Enterprise or to head on to Old Dragon's Head anyway.
Well, Dragon said, I don't think the Enterprise is coming up the river.
Oh, they said they weren't.
No,
Well, yeah, but I mean, south in that area.
I mean, if they're going with the if we go by the book, the hours would seem like days, kind of thing. Then, like you're saying, then yeah, who knows? But no, you don't think this river is navigable by that size of a ship this far up?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I totally understood and assumed that, but they're coming up south into a port that's over by the Bay High Sea.
Bohai.
Thank you. Ramirez, how come your Mandarin's better than mine? Oh, wait, you can see better than I can.
Yep. She's sitting closer to the map.
Clearly. All right.
Yeah,
So
the Enterprise is probably going to get somewhere around right there.
Exactly.
Maybe.
And our second infantry unit is going to be... Second infantry is basically going to be down in that area. When we start to move down that direction, we can either take reinforcements from the Enterprise and their usable equipment and take it to Old Dragon's Head with us, or we can bypass that, have second infantry take whatever they can carry and meet up with us there as well.
Option B sounds most promising. We'll meet you on the way. You have a farther distance to travel than we do, so we'll probably catch up somewhere.
Is there somewhere over here? Is there?
That's the only place that has bridges across.
Yes, there is bridges there.
You can make a bridge somewhere else or down here in this city.
Yeah, so see, we gotta either like cross over and then come down this river, or come down the river we're on and then go over.
Okay. So
Or we just go straight across, build a bridge here, and cross. But the fewer vehicles we take with us on that bridge building operation, the lighter the bridge can be and the faster it can be built.
Yeah.
Tell me about boats. What do I have for river boats in the area?
Well, the city is on a river, but it's basically facing the same problem all vehicles are facing here, is that anything that was capable of moving is moving. And I mean,
Has fled before us.
yes. I mean, you guys did take the city pretty quickly, but they knew you were coming enough in advance that the city has been
The big
Evacuating as
expensive
you
stuff, and the people with money have taken their shit and left.
yes. So what's left is people who are like local fishing boat kind of stuff,
Rowboats.
and stuff that is non-functioning or not functioning well enough to get out.
Okay. I mean, we could...
If you guys had been slower in taking the city, even that would be gone.
All right, so let's move the men as quickly as possible and leave the members of the armored division capable of leading an airborne assault in the city with the captured Chinese pilots.
Okay.
Leave what I would deem as a character, because I've never established a defense force. I've usually been on the receiving end of the bullets.
Neither has anyone in this room.
Exactly. So as myself as a character, leave what I would believe would be a strong defense force capable to hold off.
Hold the runway and prevent any force from reorganizing.
Yes.
Here.
Well, our supply troops should be left here. That's the force we leave here. That's the battalion we leave. Because this is sort of our second logistics point right here.
So then you want to leave, do you want to leave core, injured, and supply here?
Yeah, I think that's what he's indicating.
So leave medical, injured, and supply here?
Sure.
I mean, you're going to need some medical, but you have your basically your first aid kind of corpsman kind of guys with you.
Yeah, and our main core can take over hospitals in the area and use those. The other thing that we can do is once the cargo planes have dropped off the airborne, we can have the defense force that is still there load back up the cargo planes after they land with stuff that we can then in turn drop into the city for us to use.
Yeah, that's why our support and logistics stay behind.
Yeah.
And then those men in turn can also meet us down there after they've loaded up whatever's useful in the city. And then a man with minimal jump training. I never actually graduated
Jump school.
Thank you. And I still can make a jump. These guys with minor casualties.
Jumping out of a plane is dead easy.
Exactly. It's a landing foot that's a bitch. Trust me, I know my shins have experienced many a time where that is uncomfortable. But they can make the landing there with minor injuries. So then they can meet us over there too, creating a second airborne assault.
Okay.
So we're going to do airborne armor, supplies and equipment, the rest of 1st Infantry coming in on the ass end of that. And those cargo planes after that, I mean, you can shoot the pilot and let them fall for all I care.
The main thing I'm going to need is another engineering test to build the bridge. So it'll be a logic engineering. And I guess Rita will take point on this one again.
Yes, she will. Wilbur. And I'll give her 1.
All right. Well, she's out of edge at this point. Already.
Yay.
Yeah. She used 2. Both of them. Okay. She got nothing. Make the test again. This is going to be an extended test.
I will give her a critical glitch.
1.
Well, I guess that makes you guys even. All right, this time she got 2. One more time.
I will give you 1.
2.
Well, she can only take a total of 2. So.
Well, I was rolling 2 dice, so that's why I was excited.
Oh, she only got 1 on this one. You need at least 1 more.
Oh, balls, Rita, come on.
None.
1. Give me something, Ghost.
There we go. She got 3 on that one.
Kiss my ass. Let's roll.
Yep, it takes you almost half the day to get the bridge finished and start getting people across.
So now we're here.
Yep. So it takes you between getting the bridge finished in half the day, it takes you basically the other half of the day to get everybody across.
All right.
You're able to get like your advanced forces up ahead if you want to, but your tail end is going to be stuck basically just the other side of the river by nightfall.
It's fine.
Okay. In the meantime, Southern Force, you're headed to the Enterprise.
Nope, we're on the other side of the river, though, right? Or are we still on this side?
You could have crossed if you wanted to, or be on both sides if you wanted to.
No, I think we'll be on the
West side.
West side.
Okay.
South.
You have to go all the way down and around this giant curve in the river to come at it, and you smell the Enterprise before you see it, and then you see it before you know where it is, because there's a lot of smoke in the air.
Okay.
And when you finally come up, your forces come up on it, the Enterprise is on fire in multiple locations, on multiple decks, and there are some huge freaking holes in the side of this thing. And basically some damage that is long, like scars in the side of the ship, like she ran into something. And it drug across the side of the ship. Her decks are smoking. All over her decks are like the either fire or fire that's gone out but still smoking. And yeah, she does not look like she's seaworthy. You're not even sure how she got in here.
Well, go see what we can get.
Unfortunately, she's on the east side of the river. I mean, you could get some local ships of one sort or another, fishing vessels or whatever, and take them across, ferry a few people across.
Well, I'll get to as close as I can on this side.
Yeah.
Signal, see if I get any message whatsoever.
Yeah. You get somebody on radio that's basically like, "You are a sight for sore eyes. Thank God you're here. You wouldn't believe what we've seen."
Probably not.
They're like, the Chinese have invented a biological weapon. It attacked our fleet and nearly annihilated it. We are all that remains.
I'd say that's annihilation. Okay. Is anything salvageable?
Our decks are a wreck. We won't be able to launch any kind of air force for at least a week. And that's if anything in below decks is recoverable. We've taken severe burns. It had flame weapons of a size and magnitude indescribable. They basically hit us with heavy napalm bombs, is the equivalent of what we were hit by here. And that's not even counting the physical damage we've taken. Our air force is a wreck. And our fleet's at the bottom of the ocean.
Okay.
We have hundreds of wounded. If there's anything you can help us with, we desperately need medical help.
Okay. Send my first aid men that I have with me. Whatever first aid I have.
Okay.
Because I obviously don't have orderlies or
You don't have the support division.
Yeah, but I have medics.
Yes.
Field medics.
An army, each brigade is self-sufficient.
Yeah.
You have your own artillery, your own medical, and your own supply. Each brigade can act independently.
Yeah, okay. So I'll send my medical in.
Okay.
And pretty much, I guess, my day is doing this.
Yep. You're basically stuck here.
Rescue and, search and rescue.
Okay. Day 6. Actually, you don't have to make the first aid test. No, go ahead and do it, because I think you should have first aid.
Yeah, I have first aid.
It's agility if he's stepping in himself, right? If he's trying to organize it, it would be logic.
Yeah.
So logic first aid.
It's a bigger dice pool, so.
Yeah. Well, it's not possible for you to have gotten agility yet. And you're guaranteed to have at least 1 extra point of logic.
2.
Yeah.
Might be able to salvage some weapons, but no troops, no air. So, and I'm going to have to leave some people behind. So, looks like this was a complete waste.
All right. Day 6. You are able to basically find yourself in wide open highways on this pathway on the west side of the river. You're able to bypass a lot of the civilian population. And once word starts spreading about what direction you guys are traveling, you suddenly find the highways completely empty. And there's kind of lowlands, so there's not a whole lot of bridges you're going across. So there's hardly anything anybody could have done to slow you down. And you are
basically just make a beeline for the old dragon's head.
It's probably the greatest distance you've made in a day so far. And you're able to make it all the way down here to this next somewhat of a larger civilian population. And the only reason that slows you down is because, again, refugees on the road. The Enterprise for Southern Force is we need protection. If there's any protection you can offer, we desperately need it. We can't defend ourselves or the ship. And if we're ever going to go back home, this is our only option.
Yep.
We realize you're under time, but we need to be protected.
Yep. Well, get word to command.
Yeah, the Enterprise has a little bit longer range radio than you guys had.
And we're probably the closest we've been in quite a while.
Yep. They get in contact with the main force at Crouching Tiger Mountain. And you're basically getting orders to keep the 2nd Infantry Battalion here.
Yep, that's what I thought. I guess I'm setting up defenses here.
Also, the voice sounds familiar. You can't place it.
You sure? Is there a role I can make?
Yeah. You have acting, right?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll that.
Intuition?
Intuition plus acting. Oh, I think I have intuition.
No, I don't. I have reaction.
Yeah, mistake. I mean, it does add to your initiative either way, but that's not what we're rolling here.
Okay, so I have 3 dice in this. Should I spend my edge here?
Is it worth it to you?
Probably not. 1. And I think that's a glitch.
Yep. If you got at least 1-1 on that, yep. Yeah, it sounds familiar to you. You can't place it. And then you're like, was that you think it's probably either the computer that you've like the hello computer kind of thing you've dealt with before on your Pip-Boy, or it's Nurse Judy and you're not sure which.
Okay.
But that kind of gives you the idea. It reminds you, oh yeah, I'm in a simulator here. It was probably Nurse Judy. She does a pretty good voice.
Okay. So I radio to you guys. Sorry. I'm stuck here. Good luck.
Yeah, that's a fat negative.
Yes.
Leave half the battalion there at best. Mostly wounded and whoever can't keep moving, and get your ass moving to Old Dragon's Head. An officer in the field takes command, not an officer on his ass.
Besides, we have our support staff holding the river north of the Enterprise. They're not going to get attacked from that area.
I'm more worried about south. The city I left.
That's why I said leave half of the battalion at best and get your ass moving, soldier.
Very well. I'll get my butt moving. Leave half the force and I'll get going.
All right.
I am not having command tell me what to do when they're sitting in the back end.
With a smaller force, you do have more of an option of crossing the river in different ways. And basically, because he's screening for you on the other side of the river, you don't have to worry about the other shore being dangerous.
Okay.
So you're able to just quickly move across, and we'll be a little bit behind, but you're able to get to there today.
Okay. Good thing I'm artillery, mostly. That way you guys are charging in, and I'm setting up, and then boom, right in front of you.
Yeah. You do have to leave behind some of the artillery.
Yeah, I know. Half my force.
Yeah.
And that's the half that you want to be leaving behind, probably.
What, the artillery? Leave all of it?
No, not all of it.
Yeah.
But definitely the heavier pieces.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So you're basically left with
Mortars.
Mortars, yeah. Just mortars. Anything you had bigger is left behind.
Yeah.
But
And
you are
the bigger
faster.
stuff can cover the Enterprise from the other bank.
Yeah.
And they don't have to recross the river.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Day 7.
Oh, and we also know that air support is not an option. for the
Yeah, I
Enterprise.
read
He was able to transmit that to you.
Okay.
What you have from Shenyang can still reach you, though.
Okay.
They should
Damn
be able
right
to
it
cover you
can.
all the way up to Old Dragon's Head. But crossing into Beijing, they consider to be suicide. The mountains have missile batteries here and there.
Yeah.
There's no way they'll get there. But at least they will be able to cover up to where you get. But they wouldn't be able to take a different path than you guys do.
Yeah.
All right, bring us in.
All right. You're kind of concerned about this city being a problem, but of all the cities you've come across, even with, how quickly you were able to take them, this one is not a issue. But as you guys are crossing this plain here, you start noticing that scouts are disappearing. Like patrols aren't coming back. And there seems to be an enemy force acting against you. So, I think this will fall under
Tactics in the field right now.
well, that and perception. Either one.
How far back is my artillery?
Basically, I'm going to have perception to. He's catching up.
It's stealth suits that are hitting us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Artillery is just going to cause more problems trying to engage these guys.
Yeah.
It's going to hit us before it hits them.
So this is going to be first a perception test to see if you guys can actually get a line on anybody, and then tactics to formulate a strategy against them either way. It's funny, tactics to form a strategy. It's intuition, perception first, and you guys are all part of this individually. Rita does not see anything. Dose. Okay. 3.
No, I'm sorry, Dose.
2.
Debating whether I want to use edge or not.
Oh, yeah.
What if one day you woke up and you were a chicken nugget?
I'd be dead.
Good answer.
No, I won't.
Okay.
1.
All right. Yeah, occasionally you get that mirage kind of sight out of the corner of your eye at a distance, but they don't seem to be closing with the main force. They just seem to be trying to pick off stragglers and scouts. But no one ever gets a direct, I see him kind of thing. So it's going to be a tactics roll here without a penalty because you did get 2 successes, but without any benefit.
So logic, tactics.
Yep.
Singular or
This is a group test.
All right, gentlemen. Let me know what you get.
I have 8 dice.
I have 7
I have
dice.
8 dice.
Rita got 3.
All right, that gives me 3.
She is recommending
I
the
got
way
3
that
as well.
you guys won in Anchorage, which is to say EMP grenades. And it's basically rigging some for you guys to use. I mean, you already have some, but she's actually rigging some other grenades so that they can have the same effect.
I already got my max, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I got 4.
Nice.
Ooh.
Seven.
Wow. All right. You set it up so that your force starts providing more appealing targets than it was previously. But you're basically playing this big chessboard and the way you're moving your forces. And they keep hitting, but they are basically being drawn into the force every time they do. And your guys keep surrounding them more and more until you spring the trap on them and basically just carpet the area with EMP, which drops them all out of their camo. And then you hit them really hard with the fist of your armor that was waiting for the EMP to finish before hitting.
Yeah.
And yeah, you annihilate this force and take several captives, in fact, live.
Perfect. Strip their suits.
Engineering, be careful of traps. They might be trained ninjas.
Player knowledge and character knowledge.
Chinese, all Chinese are
Just
ninjas.
because I screwed you with ninjas a lot in the previous game that I played with
Ninjas
you
are
guys.
Japanese.
No, there's Chinese ninjas.
Sure, but ninjas tend to be a Japanese phenomenon, not a Chinese phenomenon.
Anyway,
Well, these are stealth dudes, so obviously the Chinese ninjas.
All right, so yeah, strip their suits.
Do you guys want to interrogate them? Those you took captive.
Torture.
Do it on the move.
Done. Okay.
All right, that'll be
Knowledge, logic, torture.
yeah, because it's a knowledge skill.
Knowledge.
I'm trying to see if she can assist you. No, she doesn't have intimidation right there.
I have medicine.
Oh yeah,
Dude, all you really got to do is tie them to the artillery cannons and then fire one round off. It's going to burn like hell.
I
don't
can
have
get a
that kind of
total of
artillery.
1
We have
assistance.
mortar rounds.
I can get a total
I
of
thought you-
1
I
assistance.
thought you got 2 points of torture.
No,
Is there
one.
only one?
That's
Okay.
only 1. Well, I can look.
Or
Well, I will buy it then, because I can buy 2.
have them teabag.
Oh, you're right. It's only one rank.
Have them teabag the mortar posts then. And then tell them you're going to drop around.
So you give me one? Okay.
Yeah.
That's torture.
Come on.
I got a half-naked Chinese man.
I got 2.
I got a half-naked Chinese man that I'm stripping out of
All right.
scuba suits.
Several of them actually commit seppuku in one way, shape, or form before you're able to get anything out of them.
Cyanide capsules.
Cyanide capsules or something equivalent, maybe hidden needles. But you do get a general impression that they're all like, you guys have accomplished nothing here. You're all going to die within the next day. And they seem very confident of this fact. They think that you guys are already dead. And so the fact
Is this
that
the
you
Imperial Guard?
No. But
No.
it is basically the last remaining survivors of their main army.
Gotcha.
Perfect. They will die with us. Throw them in a U.S. military uniform, bound their hands to a weapon, and put them in the front.
No ammo.
You don't say.
And as a matter of fact, when the firing starts, we will shove them out there. Let their own men kill them.
Instead of putting them in their armor, why not use them as shields?
No, we're going to put them in a military uniform. I never said I was going to give them any flak jacket or armor.
Yeah,
They're
I know,
lucky I'm
but if
giving
we
them a
put them in their, if we put them in Chinese armor, they're going to hesitate. If we put them in
American armor.
if you put them in American armor, they're like, "Oh, Americans, kill them!" and just shoot them
That's
right off.
the point.
They're bullet catchers.
That's the point.
As opposed to making the fire go around the couple of guys, you'll just make the couple of guys absorb a lot of ammo.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's like Kong Ming on the boat and Red Cliff.
Yeah.
Going back and forth, taking the arrows real quick.
Well, the only difference is you're not going to be able to take that ammo and then refire it.
That's true, but I'm not going to take 1,000 rounds worth. They're not going to take 1,000 rounds worth unless I prop them up. But god damn, will they take a couple before they go? It'll be enough of a distraction while these guys get in these Chinese scuba suits, and then we have our own stealth unit going in to play games with their heads.
Also, one thing you can take from what you gained from them is they don't have supplies for long distance travel. These guys were traveling pretty light. They had to have been stationed fairly close to where you guys are.
So they're coming from Old Dragon's Head or somewhere nearby.
Yeah. Either Old Dragon's Head would be at the outside of their range, or the limit of their range.
Okay, so they're probably coming from right there.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll have to watch our flank.
Or that little bit of city right there.
Under the south.
Oh, anything down here? That's a good possibility too. That small village could be a little command post. We'll see as we go by if there's any evidence of military action going on there, but we are going to move forward on the Old Dragon's Head. I want our top group from 1st Infantry in those stealth suits.
Okay.
And I
Most capable anyways.
I want my top scorers in basic. I want the best of the best.
Okay.
Oh, well, the best of the best that we have.
Major,
We don't have the
if
best
you
of
keep
the best.
correcting me, you're going to find out what it's like to be a butter bar again.
I'm the realistic guy, okay? I'm the naysayer so that you can think of something really awesome to pull out of your butt.
It's called the stealth suit unit that I'm about to deploy. Let's move.
All right.
Are they redeployable? We fried them with EMP.
Engineering can work on that while we're moving.
A couple of them are recoverable, but you're not going to be able to field a very large force of them.
That's fine.
Enough to have a couple of scouts, but not enough to have a scout force.
Have engineering
And
work on the
besides
ones we
which, a
can
lot
use.
of them have a lot of serious holes in them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There's a floating hole over there.
It's really weird.
Patch it, makeshift it, let's roll. Come on.
You guys aren't able to, between setting this trap and getting info, you're not able to travel much further today.
Mm-hmm.
So you get down to about here. And you were able to scout out that city. The people there don't seem to be ready for you guys to be here, and aren't aware of your current position. So they're not really reacting the same way other cities have.
They're just kind of holding there and watching.
And until you guys actually move your force close enough for them to see, they seem to be basically not reacting yet.
Okay.
Like kind of holding up and trying to get food and such because winter is coming.
Yeah, I know you did it again. Next day.
Day 8.
A freeze is coming.
All right. As you approach the city, your forward scouts, the ones you have in your stealth suits, are telling you that the outskirts of the city are abandoned, like completely abandoned. However, they're like, dude, the Great Wall of China, it's still freaking there. And there's guys on top of it. Like, they have guards on top of the Great Wall of China. Dude, it's really freaking there. Like, it's really there.
I'm about to ass blast the hell out of a landmark that you can see from space.
Actually,
With an explosion that you can
that's
see
a
from
myth.
space. Well, you know what? You can see it from space if you take a postcard of the Great Wall with you up in the spacecraft, all right? Either way, you're going to be able to see this explosion from space, because guess where
We're on
those
day 8?
tactics are going?
Yes.
We're going to have to pull a success out of our butt if we're going to make it to Beijing.
Yeah.
I highly doubt we'll be able to conquer it in one day.
There's actually make a geography test.
Son of a bitch.
It's further in.
I got 4.
All right.
That's about half my dice roll.
Looking at some maps, you know that the center point of this section of wall is actually something of a fortress. And if they're stationing troops, they would have to be in that fortress. The wall goes all the way up to this really steep portion of the mountains to the northwest, before stopping. And it goes literally into the ocean on the east, on the coastal side. It goes out far enough that there's no way you're going to wade around it.
There we go. We're going to nuke this fortress, and
We are.
Okay.
this
So-
isn't Beijing.
No.
No, I'm not going to use a full force of nukes either. How many do I have?
You basically have a couple of launchers, and they've got maybe 3 rounds apiece. It's enough to carpet an area to make it impassable, or to lay down the herd on one location.
Give the Great Wall a show of force. Fire 2 tactical nukes at a respectable range from each other that they each cross into each other's path, but there's only a minimal amount of crossover. From that point in, and the rest of the armored division coming through Old Dragon at the head of our army. I want them to take the bulk of what's going on, and give us as much firepower to lay down as humanly possible. At that point, radio in, have the planes get ready to drop. This is all right when we get started. Have the planes get ready to drop in the airborne units. Have them drop in dead behind anybody that's going to be trying to retreat from that area, so that we can hold them in a pincer area.
I don't think they're retreating.
Well, I'm sure they're not retreating either, but we want to get behind them so that we can get them encircled. At that point, flood the whole town with infantry. Have them vice out and come in. We close the trap on all sides. We squeeze them out, pop every last Chinese man that's in there. We move out to Beijing almost immediately.
That's the hope anyways.
That's a pretty good plan, and you guys have set up some bonuses along the way.
And you are going to be raining hell with what
Or-
artillery we have left.
Still having your nukes, mini nukes. I'm gonna give you this is going to be a tactics test. I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you a +2 for that to all of your dice pools for this assistant and everything. I'm also gonna give you an additional +1 for having the aircraft support. However, that's going to be penalized by the forces you've had to leave behind up to this point.
So I lose.
So you guys get a total of +2 to all your dice pools. And that's regardless of the maximum bonus or whatever you can get.
So tactics.
Yep. So this is logic tactics.
Oh, and we get a +2 to it.
Yep. Rita will contribute 2.
Thank you. Oh, big money. Big money.
Unfortunately, hopefully he can still get the same.
5.
Wow.
2.
All right, I've already maxed out. It doesn't matter.
If you have edge, spend it.
Yeah, yes, I could. Still have edge.
That way, it doesn't matter what your limit is. You can. I think
I
you
don't
can-
have a limit.
No. The limit to how much dice you can get. No. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, that doesn't apply.
Oh, buddy. Oh man.
Exploding like mad.
Well, not quite. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
Wow. I think that's actually higher than you guys. Yeah, I think that's significantly higher than you guys got on your.
I think we got like 6 on our last one.
No, I think it was 7.
Yeah, 7. That sounds it.
So here's the thing. Your plan is to nuke the fortress. Is that correct? With the first 2?
2 mini nukes are going to hit the Great Wall as a show of force to really frighten the Chinese.
Where do you want them to hit?
The
On wall?
fortress
Like
or
basically fortress, mountainside, or oceanside.
Fortress, mountainside.
Okay.
Because I want to have an
And then your main forces pincher through both sides around the fortress and come in while the aircraft come in.
And then I'm dropping the airborne right on top.
Okay.
okay.
So you
Well,
guys
a little bit behind. but
move into position.
and
Get
you're
ready
gonna be raining
to
hell.
engage. The 2 nukes are the signal to go. They fire them off, and in midair, just before they reach, you see these turrets pop up out of the top of the wall and immediately zap those nukes out of the air. They do explode enough to drop the entire. Everybody on the wall gets knocked to their knocked to their backside, and probably receiving lethal doses of radiation. Not enough to kill them immediately, but
They're going to
soon.
die.
And EMP, so no stealth suits and no armor on their side.
Yep, it does cause some pretty serious damage, and you actually see sort of a mirage shape take place across the wall where they hit. It's like, and then go away. And then your guys are charging forward. As the aircraft come in, you see further down the wall on the ocean side and also further into the fortress, these similar towers pop up and drop those aircraft. Only a couple people are able to get out before the aircraft are flaming wrecks.
Behind us, by the way.
They hit them from a pretty good distance. And your southern forces completely, barely manages to breach the wall before they're basically forced back or dead. The northern force, unfortunately, has to run right through radiation to get to the wall. Your armor makes it through just fine. The rest of your force is in pretty bad shape. But as they get to the wall, they realize that there was a lot more laser turrets here that were deactivated by that EMP. A lot more. And they're basically saying back to you, if that EMP didn't go off, we wouldn't have made it to the wall. But they are able to breach and get through the wall and wrap around in before that fortress lights up on them from behind the sides. And it's a long, hard fight. Your guys manages to take the fortress for a period of time. However, they find that the Imperial Guard is there. And they are in powered stealth suits. They are effectively power armor with active
Stealth capability.
camouflage added on.
The MP didn't take those.
And
out.
they were underground or something when the MP went off because they're still active. And they are a murder to take out. For each one that goes down, 100 guys falls. And it's kind of a massacre on all sides. By the time you take the city, and take the city is kind of a
Loose term.
it is a severely Pyrrhic victory. You are left without enough forces to continue on. And Rita, or at least one of the four of you, let's see, who got the lowest? Rita and Carl both went down in the fight. They both basically knocked out of the simulation. Solomon, you're basically in the one of the forces taking the fortress. Billy, you lead that last final charge that takes the southern wall. And then you basically look around and realize, like, you're seeing seas of dead.
And all I've got left is a minor bit of artillery.
Yep.
A fraction of the power armor that I had, maybe 20.
The power armor is almost completely gone.
Exactly.
Either dead or incapacitated in one way, shape, or form. And you're basically left with a couple of guys here. And as you guys are sitting here thinking about it, you basically are pushed forward. You kind of see the sun cross the sky twice. And then you see nukes rising up into the sky. And the simulation ends.
Oh, dude, I would have been like, open fire! I guess those would be my last words before the simulation ends, is open fire.
Yep. You also saw missiles coming in at the mountains to your, coming over the mountains to your north and west. You saw them going in both directions.
We're all going to die down here.
So you wake up.
I don't want to set the world on fire.
I told you we should have been pink spots.
And you guys start waking up and you are drenched in sweat. Like, very uncomfortably so. Realize that there's an IV in your arm. Not sure when that happened. But Rita and Carl are basically sitting outside of their beds on the floor when you guys come out, the other two of you. And they are both look completely drained. And also, like, Rita's like touching a spot on her head, like keeps trying to check it for blood kind of thing. And you see that she has a Kleenex that does have blood on it, but there's no mark on her head. Carl, your entire right leg is basically unusable at the moment. It is completely numb and feels like needles everywhere.
Because it got blowed off.
Yep.
And Rita got blasted in the dome.
Yep.
And I walked out unscathed.
No, you took several glancing hits.
Several glancing blows and a minor dose of radiation.
It was a pretty serious dose of radiation. They estimate that every one of you guys are just dead in the long run.
So it was a total loss.
Yep. But they pull you guys out so that the next squad can get in, the final squad.
How long were we in there?
That's a good question. You have no idea.
Well, I ask. How long were we in there?
Long enough.
That's helpful.
You were sitting outside pretty much all day waiting for your turn. Like, it's been upwards of 12 hours that you guys have been waiting here.
Before we came in and
Before
actually
it was
did.
your turn, yeah.
Oh.
But you go into a briefing room. And most of the staff is in here. The nurse and the doctor both check you out. They basically, shine the flashlight in your eyes, ask you how many fingers they're holding up, check your heart rate, and basically shove bottles of Gatorade in front of each of you and tell you to drink them immediately.
Glug, 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 glug.
Yep. And yeah, gosh, you were thirsty. The General Iron Hewer is there to conduct the briefing. He starts off with, "Oh, how are you feeling?"
Once again, like a failure.
I look at him and down some more Gatorade.
Well, don't be too hard on yourselves. After all, this vault wouldn't exist if our main force had actually been successful. And they had the benefit of greater training and more time to plan it out. So don't be too hard on yourselves. And besides which, that's about the highest score I've ever seen. That whole plan with the aircraft, brilliant. I mean, I realize it didn't work completely like you wanted to, but the nukes hitting beforehand and then the aircraft coming in, that was some solid work there, soldier. I'm very proud of what you've accomplished. More than any other squad in this military, you have really come a great distance.
Thank you, sir.
Renegade. Semper Fi.
No, wait,
No.
we're not Marines.
You're not Marines.
So we don't say hoorah either.
Nope.
And we're not British,
But
so
he
we don't
does-
say huzzah.
He does stand up and salute you guys after the briefing is over. And it seems pretty sincere. And you know, he's had to have done that at least 23 times already. Yet this one is pretty crisp. So either he's just that tough at doing that structured at doing this every time, or he is actually pretty proud of you guys. And you guys are released to your barracks to rest. And by the time you get back there, pretty much everyone is asleep already. There's a couple people basically eating something. You're not sure where they got it from, but for the most part, you're already hearing snores.
So basically, like the end of the first Avengers where they're at shawarma.
It's not quite that bad because you guys, while very emotionally and mentally drained, your body has definitely worked at a higher level than normal. It's no worse than none of you are actually injured.
Yeah.
So, I'll apologize to Harris and Ramirez. And make sure everybody gets into their rack before I pass out.
Soldiers die.
It wasn't your fault. I didn't keep my head down. Thought I had it.
Well, moving forward, all of us are going to make it. Or we're all going to die trying.
That's hopeful.
Yeah.
And then when everybody else is in their rack, I'll get into mine.
Yeah. Rita basically just drops clothes and climbs in. Shoes, pants, shirt, in. The next day, you guys wake up hearing talk. Basically, all the squads are sitting together in groups talking. And no one, there are some squads talking together. No one is talking with your squad. But you're getting a lot of looks. A lot of looks. Not all of them are nice.
Yeah, well, I'm walking around like my dick hits the floor. And they can all take a sip on it.
There is no orders for today, and you have passed your normal wake up hour. There was no wake up call.
All right. At that point, I'll find the guy who's leading Red Squad?
Yeah.
And I'll pull him off to the side and ask him what's going on.
You have to ask. I don't know what the fuck you guys did in there. I don't know how you did that. You guys are cheating again this time. You guys are going to pay for it.
Cheating again?
We all know you stole the test last time. If you stole it again this time, you guys ain't going to walk again. I'm letting you know that because that's the talk around the barracks.
Oh, yeah. I'm
You're
going to
not
like
even-
pound my
No.
You're not even there.
He's pulled aside.
Okay.
This is pulled aside. This is one-on-one here.
So I'm going to look him dead in the eye and I'm going to tell him, why don't we take a trip back to the game room and you can bring the division with you? And we'll see who comes out on top again.
They'll catch you if you cheated this time.
I'm
I don't
sure
think
they
they'll
will.
go so lightly on you this time. You'll pay. And he like walks away, like shoulder checks you a little bit.
And I'm just going to like keep standing there, kind of look over my shoulder, and I'm going to basically say, are you upset that you're bottom, bitch?
Watch your back. What was your last name? Jackson. Watch your back, Jackson.
You're so cute when you're mad.
F you. And he walks away.
Get in line.
Last word.
Always gotta have it. Always gotta have it. Get in line, sweetheart. All right. So I'm gonna go basically sit down with the squad again. I'm gonna rally him up. Every one of these other rice patty munchers think we cheated.
They think what?
I think they're just mad that only two of us took a dirt nap in that simulation and we took the fortress. Either way, it came down to tactics. And obviously we came out on top and they're upset about it because we were the bottom. So let them think that we cheated. It's going to be found out that we didn't. And you know what? At the end of the day, all we're going to be able to show is that we had enough hard work and desire to be better that we came out on top.
Yeah. But just saying we should all stick together as a four. I don't think any of us should go alone into the crapper. Leastwise until command does something about it.
Yeah. I'm not afraid of these shit sippers, but in the meantime, that's fine. Buddy up, pick a partner.
No, I mean all four of us. Not two, just all four.
Probably be best.
We took out half the school the last time.
No, that was with rules. Look, I'm not saying that we don't have superior tactics and such, but I don't think they're going to be playing by the rules this time. They come after us. It won't be pretty.
And last time, while we did kind of win, we took out most of their forces. Look at us afterwards. We were on stretchers.
Win's a win.
But this
Right
time,
now.
they won't knock us unconscious.
I know, but
One of the things you are noticing
we're better than they
is
are.
that people are coming and going from the direction towards the door to the vault where the test scores are always posted.
So we are currently
Red Squad barracks. So right side.
here.
Actually, your bunk is down here.
All right. So then I'll take the squad. We'll roll out to here.
You guys get up there, and there's a couple of squads, both red and blue side, checking the test scores. And everyone seems to be hovering around a section of red squad scores. Like there's a couple people at each one. The blue squad is posted on the left side, red squad's posted on the right side. And there's a lot more people on the right side. And when you walk in, everybody turns and watches you guys walk up. and kind of makes a little bit of room.
What's the score say?
There's no one even close to you guys. The closest other score was 6, and you guys scored 9 out of a 10 possible.
Huh.
Not only that, but it also has records of the first squad to the wall. You guys are kind of middle of the road there. You guys aren't the lead. But there's a couple of squads that didn't even make it to Old Dragon's Head. And you're the only squad that made it there and has 2 survivors. Any other squad that made it to Old Dragon's Head has 1 survivor, and that was because the guy literally ran. Or was already injured and couldn't make the assault. So you guys are the only ones with survivors on day 10. And by far and away, you guys are the only ones to take the wall. And people were talking about how that's possible. You do get a couple of people come up and shake your hands.
I won't be in their face about it. Oh, thank you.
And one guy's like, how the fuck did you guys do that? Like, what did you do?
We worked together to the best of our ability.
Nukes.
And we used all the assets we had at our disposal.
Yeah, I know. What was the trick?
Nukes.
Ours is a superior intellect.
There's a couple people laugh at that.
Proper asset use at the proper time.
Nukes.
And a divide and conquer strategy for protection.
Give me a charisma leadership test. Or, no, etiquette. Charisma etiquette.
Everybody?
Oh.
Yep, everyone individually. Oh, gosh.
Hey, that's not bad at all.
Uncouth does come into play here.
Yeah, so I think it's like a -1 or 2 for you.
Look at this real quick. No, it's negative. It's actually... Or is uncouth... Oh, there it is.
I thought it was...
all social tests made by the character to resist acting improperly or impulsively receive a -2 dice pool modifier. That will apply in this situation.
Oh, okay.
-2 for you, boo-boo.
So that means I have a dice pool of 1.
Chance die?
Nope.
Okay, good.
Read it critically glitches.
Ooh, I got a success. I rolled 6.
Nice.
I also got a success.
So Rita starts rubbing it in people's faces.
Of course she does.
She's really enjoying this. And like people are starting around her. And she's basically doing kind of things. But what did you get, Karen? You got 3. These 2 guys managed not to like completely rub it in people's faces, but they are like kind of, yeah, that's right. We did it. You didn't. You managed to actually start telling a story, like talking and everything, and people start listening to everything you're saying. Everything. They are like hanging on your words. And like pretty soon there starts to be a bit of a conversation going of people talking about like, oh man, you know, this is what I did and that's how we hit it. And oh man, you used the nukes there. Dude, that would have been so much better than where we lost ours. They're like, you lost it? It's like, yeah, well, they fell in the river when we were crossing it.
No.
And everyone's like, after a while, some of the conversation devolves into like, what happened to the Enterprise? Yeah, like seriously, what happened to the Enterprise?
Did you see the scars on that thing? Man.
You actually saw it?
Yeah.
Dude, we tried to rush past.
Oh, no, I went there and left a horse. That thing was toast. Oh, my gosh. Fires everywhere. The thing was clawed. Looked like it was eaten or something.
That's ridiculous. There ain't anything that could even do that.
Yeah, they said it was something that came under the water or something. I'm betting that the the royal guards or whatever, the imperial guards had some kind of like sub thing, and they just made it look like a monster to scare
No,
people.
dude, it was just the teachers. They're always like stacking the deck against us. They cheat against us every time.
I think that's the point.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Just heard it somewhere.
Okay.
But as you guys are talking, some of the command team show up, and they say graduation ceremony is after dinner today. You have the rest of the day off.
Huh?
Be in the battle room at gosh, I gotta do military turn.
0600?
No.
No. That's
At 1900 hours.
Yeah.
And while you guys do continue to get some dirty looks, no one messes with you. And you do have a group of people that from Blue Squad that say, we've heard some rumblings. You guys need to watch your back, and I don't care what they say. We're going to help watch your backs.
Thanks.
yeah.
And they hang out with you guys for the rest of the day. And you guys graduate. You know, there's a big ceremony, and the teachers basically say, from this point on, your education is your own responsibility. What classes you take and who you take them with are all on you. So that will conclude this section of the character building. At this point, you guys are able to work in the simulators now. The simulators can simulate any event from history that they've been able to program into it. So you are able to reproduce like the Normandy invasion or the charge of the Light Brigade. Amazingly enough, somebody spent time programming that in. And various other programs that basically are a initial set that was programmed in, and then the work of generations of people trying to improve the programs since then. Which is to say, you guys are able to finish your characters, and if you want to, you can take some further points of the what is it called?
Life modules.
Yeah, the life modules. You can take a
Tour of duty.
one other tour of duty if you would like to.
Okay.
So I think that will end this episode. And thank you guys for listening while we go through what is essentially an extended and character-driven character creation portion.
We'll come back with the full characters.
See you guys later.
Yep.
Bye.